Hey guys, long time no see. Okay, no, seriously. All right, so here we are to talk about some shit I actually know something about, and that's the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Okay, so we know this age-old story. It's starting to becoming a pattern on this franchise or this show, and how they're running things in the housewives world. It's like be messy, tell a lie, blah blah blah, or spread a rumor. The shit is trash. Anyway, so episode 2 opens up with the aftermath, essentially, of the Teresa Jackie fight. Okay, and Teresa, she storms out of there calling Jackie all kind of see you next Tuesdays, and how she's just so terrible because she brought up her daughter, Gia, who, by the way, is, I think, 21 or 22. Hell, even if she's 18, she's an adult. She's on the show. You're not off limits, baby girl. She brought up her family, so she used you as an analogy. It is what it is. Now, Teresa, okay, so Jackie calls her husband, okay? And he is pissed, rightfully so, because Teresa has decided not to apologize, deny, or at the very least, say who told her the rumor. Because according to her, it was somebody. She can just make it up out of thin air. Nobody believes that, but that's fine. Now, Mark is sitting there looking confused, talking about how she's not, okay with this and what we're going to do about the trip to Lake George. Meanwhile, Teresa has driven back to her house and jumped immediately on the phone to tell anybody who will listen how Jackie is a piece of shit for bringing up her daughter. And also repeating inaccurately what was said, right? So she calls Melissa and she tells Melissa, I hope that after I tell you this, you know that you're not going to be friends with her, or something to that effect. First of all, who are you to tell her who she can be friends with? You are not a saint, and you're not her husband. You're her sister-in-law. Like, girl, bye. So anyway, Melissa's like, well, I just can't imagine Jackie saying that in that context. Like, I need more context. And she's just like, what the fuck? You're going to take her side? Meh. And then so Teresa proceeds to make a few more phone calls. I believe she calls Dolores. She calls Jen, just to try to get everybody on her side. Like, basically ostracize Jackie because she talked about my daughter. And for the most part, everybody placated to her except for Melissa, and was more or less like, we'll see what happens. I need to know more. At this point, okay, it's looking real suspicious that nobody has said, hey, check this out. You're wrong as two left shoes. So then by this time, everybody's like stirring, like what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. Who's going to be going on the trip and blah, blah, blah. And, oh, she shouldn't have brought up Teresa's daughter. Well, Teresa brought up her husband. So that's where we're at. Anyway, so we go to Jen's house, I believe. And then Jen is we go to Jen's mother's house. And Jen's mother is basically like, you don't know shit about my relationship with your father. Like, I shielded you from things, and I'm mean to him because he fucking deserves it. And that's just something you don't understand. She seems to think like her mother's, basically, she doesn't say she's making it up, but she might as well just say like, hey, I don't agree with you. I remember daddy this way. As far as I'm concerned, the way I see it is, okay, girl, like, that's fine, but you were a kid, so you have no idea the exact like temperature of the relationship that your parents have had over the last 30, 40, whatever freaking years. When your parents are older and, you weren't there the whole time. You were a kid. You were living your life. You got married, I don't know. I feel like she was definitely taking her dad's side, which is fine, like she's entitled to. But the way her mother was talking and acting, she seemed like, kind of sad and broken a little bit. Like, girl, you don't know shit about my relationship with your daddy. Which, as far as I'm concerned, she don't. Now, the daughter, what is her fucking name? Jennifer's daughter had on these little wedges. She's trying to be grown so bad. I think she's the baby. That's how it is, though. Anyway, so we go over to whose house next? Dolores goes to her mother's house. She checks in on her mom. She talks about their unconventional marriage and blah, blah, blah. At this point, Dolores has convinced Frank that he needs to have a talk with David. Girl, the fact that she is able to convince her ex-husband and her current boyfriend to be like besties for the resties is crazy. But like I said, I've always felt like when it comes to Frank Catania, who, listen, very good entertainment on television. He cracks me up. What a doll. But I feel like when it comes to Frank Catania, that during his highlights of his muscle building career, that he probably was doing some sort of something that makes his something not work so well, something. And then so because of that something, they became super close because all they had to do was be friends. And so therefore, that's why they split up, but there's still love there, but in like a homie way, because now like you'll never be able to smash again. That's just my thoughts. I could be wrong. I don't fucking know. But anyways, so at this point, all the girls are getting ready to go to Lake George, and they go to meet at Margaret's house, and it's raining, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so they get on the little, like, I don't know what that thing is called, like a little mini bus, and they're on their way to go up to Lake George, and here we go, Teresa just ranting and raving about how it's a good thing Jackie didn't come because she was going to give her hell and blah, blah, blah. Girl, shut up. Like, I can't say for, 1,000,000%, but no, I can. I will say with complete certainty that Jackie ass is not worried about Teresa Giudice. And it's really funny that somehow Teresa has convinced herself that she's like scared of her or something. Girl, ain't nobody worried about you. Why? Girl, bye. Anyway, so she's running her mouth, talking mad shit in the car, and everybody's rolling their eyes, but they're sitting there being her audience because nobody wants to make Teresa mad. I don't know why these broads are scared of her. It's super weird. But anyway, so at this point, she's just talking reckless. And somebody brings up about Jackie's husband, and basically Teresa makes this comment that led me to believe like, oh, so basically you want her man and you're mad because she's got him and you don't. Like, oh yeah, no, he's good looking and whoop-de-whoop. She seems very jealous and thirsty, and it's really not a good look. And yeah, I'm just really like, girl, you look crazy. Like, it's very evident that you're jealous of her life, and at the very least her marriage. And so at that point, I was like, kind of not over it, but over Teresa. And yeah, the episode, they go to the lake house, and she literally, Teresa just harping on Jackie. She's so lucky she's not here, and whoop, whoop, whoop. And, every time her name gets brought up, it's just like she just becomes enraged. Now, what lashes are we doing? Are we going to go crazy and get fantastical or what? I'm not going to put lashes on. I mean, I'm staying home anyways. Too fantastical? Well, let's get fantastical. So Teresa is basically just continuing on and on with this whole thing. She said something about my daughter. My daughter. You can't talk about my daughter. Like, girl, you've talked about everybody's kids and their men and their husbands and their marriages, and shut up. You're not a victim. You're fucking obnoxious. So Teresa, basically Margaret's playing neutral. Like, as far as I'm concerned, she's saying in the confessionals that she's not Team Teresa, but she damn sure ain't checking her like she should. And if you were my friend, you better not be witness in co-conspirating with anybody talking shit about me. They shouldn't even feel that comfortable, if I'm honest. But that's whatever. So basically, Jackie's at home dealing with her husband who's mad as hell and pretty much, I don't want to say blaming her, but I mean, she brought the show into his life and she brought these people into his life, and Teresa's a trash person, so she brought trash into his life. So the episode ends and Teresa talks about a phone call that she had with Gia where she told Gia everything that happened. And Gia basically said, you said something about her husband, so she said something about me. Apologize. Grow up and apologize. You don't want somebody talking about when you and daddy were, or her dad were having problems. So you should apologize. It all makes sense. And then Teresa's like, I might. Or, you know, I haven't decided if I'm going to apologize. Girl, bye. It's just a mess. But I'm looking forward to next week's episode because this is just getting juicier and juicier. And I would give my right arm for somebody to treat Teresa the way that she has treated others in the past. And Jackie, if you ever see this, girl, you give me life. I'm glad you're on this show. I look forward to seeing you. Basically, the next episode's little recap, or not recap, like teaser is basically saying that everybody's going to have marriage problems. We'll see. Yes, some Fenty Gloss Bomb. Yeah. Just a little more. Keep them nice and juicy. And this is actually in the color Fenty Glow. She is all that. It smells so good. Anyway, I'm probably going to post some pictures now because it's kind of late and I don't have shit else to do. Okay? Enjoy your week and I will talk to you soon. Bye.